Hello and welcome to Wrestling Days. So we know that Roman Reigns is going to come out at number 1, but who is going to come out at number 2? Well, there's a few rumours and theories that are knocking around, so just wanted to do a quick video just touching on those and tell you who I would like to see come out at number 2 and the reasons why. So first of all, Dean Ambrose. Dean Ambrose would make sense coming out at number 2 because the Authority will want to screw Reigns over as much as they can. What better way to screw him over than to put out his best mate at number 2 so that the two have to fight for the first few minutes of the Rumble. Makes sense from a storyline point of view and certainly from that perspective, but if I was Reigns or if I was Ambrose, I would just stand there for the first 2 minutes, wait for the third entrant and then double team on them. So their approach could be that they just pick off the participants one by one every 2 minutes. That would obviously make for a very dull Rumble, and they would come not unstuck, but I think that they would certainly find it a challenge when Brock Lesnar came out or if Triple H comes out, but I don't see WWE going that way. Another rumour that I heard is that someone from the League of Nations could be at number 2. That would certainly make sense. It would certainly make sense if it was Sheamus. There's been a big rivalry between Reigns and Sheamus recently, so having Sheamus come out at number 2 would make sense from a storyline point of view. It would also be a big challenge for Reigns just to survive the first 2 minutes, let alone the other 28 participants that are following after that. And also the League of Nations need that exposure, and having Sheamus out there to kickstart the Rumble I think does make sense. That's not something that I would be against. Would I be entertained? The participant though that I do want to see come out at number 2 at this year's Royal Rumble is Curtis Axel. The reason that I'm picking Curtis Axel is because he was never eliminated at last year's Royal Rumble, and I would like this year's Royal Rumble to put a spotlight onto that fact. You know, it could be that for the first 2 minutes of this year's Royal Rumble, Curtis Axel is just doing whatever he can to hang in there so that he can still say he's not been eliminated from a Royal Rumble. Roman Reigns can be doing everything to try and get rid of this guy, and it can all fail. Curtis clings on for dear life. That is the first mini story of this Rumble. At number 3 comes out another member of the Social Outcasts. Now all of a sudden Roman's got to try and hang in there because it's a 2-on-1 and he's finding himself outnumbered, and like that the story has flipped and you've now got a completely different narrative in the Rumble. I think that the Social Outcasts have got a big opportunity to get somewhere if they're given a push, if they're given a chance, and if they just come out one by one throughout the Rumble, that for me will just be a wasted opportunity. I would like to see some kind of story told, and I think with the Curtis Axel backstory from the last year's Royal Rumble, I think that would make a really entertaining start to this year. Plus also think of the names that would still be to come. You'd be saving Sheamus, you'd be saving Rusev, you'd be saving Brock Lesnar, you'd be saving Triple H. All of these names would be coming out much further down the line. So it's going to make for a more entertaining, better paced Rumble if you get maybe some of the comedic elements out of the way early. Roman Reigns is still going to have to survive 29 men regardless of what order they come out. So I think this is something WWE got really wrong last year. Not only did the wrong person win the Rumble, but also the stories within the Rumble were very poor. Daniel Bryan eliminated very early, and then I seem to recall Big Show and Kane just cleaning house. That's not what you want to see. That's not what you tune in for. You tune in for all the different stories, the big melting pot that is the Royal Rumble. The winner at the end is the icing on the cake, if you will. It's the cherry on top. but there's so much more that can go into the Rumble than just who wins it. And I think that they could get that right if they put Curtis Axel out there at number 2. So do you agree? Do you disagree? Curtis Axel is a bit of an out there choice, but hopefully you at least understand why I've gone for him. I'd love to know what your thoughts are, so please drop me a comment below. And as always, thanks a lot for watching. See you again next time.